Hello everybody and welcome to our geography lesson today. I'm Mr. Antel and we are going to be carrying on our unit about the geography of Brazil. Now we've already learnt so much about the country of Brazil, and today we're going to continue our investigation into looking at the Amazon rainforest. So our question today is, why is the Amazon rainforest declining in size? Now that means it's getting smaller, and that's something that we're going to be exploring in our lesson today. So let's get started. This is lesson 9. So in our lesson today, we're going to recap those 7 continents of the world, and we're going to be able to locate the Amazon rainforest within the continent of South America. And then we're going to think about why the Amazon rainforest is so important. And it's not just important in Brazil, it's not just important in the continent of South America, but it's important for all human life on Earth. And we're going to find out why a little bit later. Then we're going to think about the reasons why the Amazon is getting smaller and some threats to the Amazon rainforest that are putting it into danger. And then finally, we're going to end thinking about what we can do to help. Now, before we begin our lesson today, you're going to need your usual bits and pieces. So you're going to need some paper, a pencil, and your amazing geography brain. So if you need some time to go and get those things, pause the video now. Okay. Great. So we're going to start off by recapping those 7 continents of the world, and I have a different kind of challenge for you today. So I'm going to show you a map of the world, the one that you can see here, and you're going to point to the continent that I say. So first of all, have a look at the map in front of you, and can you put your finger on the continent of Africa? See if you can find the continent of Africa. Let's see, have you got it? So our continent of Africa was the orange one that you can see in the middle of your screen. Well done if you got that one. Now I want you to locate the continent of North America. So put your finger, point to the continent of North America. Have you found it? You should have put your finger on the yellow continent. Well done if you got that one. Next one, I want you to put your finger on the continent of Asia. See if you can find Asia for me. You should have located Asia over here, that dark red one on your screen. Next one, can you find the continent of Antarctica? So see if you can put your finger on the continent of Antarctica. Well done if you managed to point your finger to the bottom of the screen. Next one, can you find the continent of Australia? So put your finger on the continent of Australia. Did you find it? It's the slightly pinkish one over here. Well done. Next up, we're going to look for the continent of Europe. Remember, that's where we live in the UK. That's our continent. So put your finger on the continent of Europe. Did you manage to find it? It's the green one at the top of your map. And then last but very much not least, we have the continent of South America. So put your continent on put your finger rather on South America. And here it is. It's the purple one. Okay, well done everybody. I wonder if you managed to find all of those. If you did, great job. Now, South America is the continent that we're going to be focusing on today. And we're going to zoom in to the continent of South America to find our country, Brazil. So that's our focus for today. So let's have a look. So first of all, how many South American countries can you remember? Now, we've been working on this a lot throughout this unit. I want you to pause the video now and shout out as many South American countries as you can. Have a go. On your marks, get set, go. Wow, did you manage to remember them all? Let's have a look. So here's our map of South America. Let's see how many of these you got. So we'll start at the bottom there with Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Brazil, that's our country, French Guyana, remember that's a territory of France, not a country in itself, Suriname, Guyana, Chile, Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela. So I wonder how many of those you managed to remember. Did you do better than last time? I bet you did. Well done. Okay, so we're going to zoom back in on our country, the country of Brazil. And today we're going to focus on the Amazon rainforest. So I wonder if you can remember where in Brazil the Amazon rainforest is. Is it up in the north? Is it in the south? Is it in the east or the west? Is it northwest or southwest? Have a think. Where is the Amazon rainforest? See if you can shout it out for me. Well done if you remembered that the Amazon rainforest is located in the northwest of Brazil. So it's in the northwestern part. Now, the majority of the rainforest is located within the country of Brazil, but remember, it also spreads into Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guyana as well. So it spreads into all those other countries, but most of it is within Brazil. Now, as I said earlier, the Amazon rainforest is really important for all life on Earth. And let's have a look at why that is. So we know that the Amazon rainforest is the largest tropical rainforest in the whole world. And although it's located in South America, it's also important for life on the whole of planet Earth. So here are some reasons why. Now, the rainforest in the Amazon is home to 1 in 10 animal species. So it's really, really important for all the animals. And within the Amazon rainforest, there are different layers where different types of animals live. And all of these animals depend on the rainforest for their survival. And each has a very specific habitat within the rainforest. So let's have a look at these different layers. So right at the top, we have a layer called the emergent layer. And this is right at the very top of the trees. So it gets lots of sunshine, and animals like birds, butterflies, and some types of monkeys live here. And they rely on it because they need the trees to provide their food and to provide their homes. Next, we have the canopy layer, which is below the emergent layer. And it's a little bit lower down. Many animals like snakes, parrots, lizards, and sloths live there. And again, they depend on the forest for their home and for their food. What have we got next? Underneath that, we have the understory layer. Now it's very dark here because not much sunlight can reach through the trees above. So it's a very dark place, but lots of animals, including insects and frogs, or even jaguars, the predators, live here as well. Then at the bottom, we've got the forest floor. And again, it's very, very dark here because not much sunlight can reach through the trees. And it's also very damp because it's nearby the river. So the ground is quite damp. And animals like tapirs, which are mammals, and wild boar live here and within that dark, damp area. And again, they have a very specific habitat where they can find their food and they can make nests to keep themselves safe. And our last part of the Amazon rainforest is the river itself. So the Amazon River flows through all the Amazon rainforest and lots of different creatures live within the river. For example, electric eels, piranha, which is a type of fish, and Amazon river dolphins all live and thrive in the Amazon River. So those different layers of the forest within the Amazon rainforest provide homes and provide food for all the different animal species. So we're just going to focus in on a few of those different animal species to see how they need the rainforest to survive. Now, the first one is this animal. Can you guess what it is? Does anybody know? It's a sloth. And they're known for kind of hanging upside down in trees and moving very slowly. Now, sloths live in the canopy layer. So not at the very top, but just the next one down. And they rely on the trees in the rainforest because they eat things like leaves and twigs and fruit. So they really need the rainforest in order to survive. Next, we have a scarlet macaw, which is a really colourful bird. And they live in the emergent or the canopy layers. And they rely on the forest to make their nests, to lay their eggs and to have their babies. And they eat fruit from the trees as well. So they really need the trees in order to survive. Next up, we have different types of tree frogs. Some of you at home might not be liking the look of those. Now, there are many different types of tree frogs within the Amazon rainforest, and this is a picture of just one. And tree frogs often live in the understory layer. So they live further down where it's darker and there's less sunlight. And they eat insects that live in lower parts of the forest as well. And therefore, they rely on the trees for their habitat, for them to live and for them to find food as well. What have we got next? Oh, we've got a scary predator. Does anyone know what that is? It's a jaguar. Now, the jaguar lives in the dark understory layer of the forest, and they rely on the rainforest as camouflage. This means that they want to stay hidden so that animals that they hunt for as prey can't see them coming. So they need that dark area of the rainforest as camouflage. And they also need that habitat for their prey to live so that the jaguars can hunt it and eat it. And then finally, what have we got? That's an anaconda, which is a type of python snake. They look a little bit scary, don't they? So anacondas rely on the river, so they can move really, really fast within water, a lot faster than they can move on land. So they often live within the Amazon River and kind of move stealthily through the river to find and catch their prey. So they rely on the Amazon as well as a rainforest to catch their prey. So those are just some of the animals that really need the rainforest in order to survive. Now, for your next challenge, I want you to draw one of these animals. So choose whichever animals, or if you want to draw them all, that's fine, but choose at least one of them and draw one of the animals that lives in the Amazon rainforest. And then if you want a further challenge, you could write a sentence about why it needs the rainforest to survive. So for example, if I was going to write about the scarlet macaw, I would write, the scarlet macaw relies on the rainforest to survive because it needs the trees to make its nest, and it eats the fruits that are produced by the trees in the rainforest. So choose one of the animals, draw a picture, write a sentence and tell me why it relies on the rainforest to survive. So here are the animals again for you to choose from. So I want you to pause the video now, draw your animals, and then write a sentence if you want to challenge yourself further about why they need the rainforest in order to survive. So pause the video now. Good luck. Okay, great work. Well done, everybody. So I bet you've drawn some amazing pictures and written some great sentences about those animals living in the rainforest. But it's not just about the animals that benefit from the Amazon rainforest. The Amazon rainforest is also really important for human life as well as animal life. And here are some reasons why. So first of all, the Amazon rainforest is important for the water cycle and to make sure there's enough rain on the planet. Now this is because it's so hot within the rainforest that water droplets that are on the leaves of the trees evaporate. So they turn from water into gas and they become rain clouds in the sky. And then eventually those clouds fill up with water vapor and they cause it to rain. Now if the trees within the Amazon rainforest are cut down, it means that there'll be less rain not only in the region of Brazil, but all around the world. And it's important that we have enough rain on the planet to keep the plants and the animals alive and to prevent droughts. So the Amazon rainforest is really, really important for the water cycle and creating enough rain. Secondly, the trees in the Amazon rainforest store carbon and they release oxygen. Now, oxygen is what we need in order to breathe. And so by trapping that carbon within their trunks and the branches and their roots and releasing oxygen, it means that they keep the air healthy for humans to live. Now, when the trees are burned or when they're cut down or when they die, they give off carbon dioxide, which contributes to global warming, which is a very dangerous thing for our planet. So it's important that we keep the trees in the Amazon rainforest and forests all over the world because they trap the carbon and they release the oxygen, helping us to breathe on our planet. And thirdly, and this is something we looked at in our previous lessons, the Amazon rainforest is home to many different communities, including the Awa people. So we looked at the life of the Awa tribe in our previous lesson. So it's really important for human communities as well. Okay, so I've got a challenge for you now. And you can just say these if you wish, or you can write them down. So why is the Amazon rainforest so important for humans all over the world? So firstly, the Amazon rainforest is important in the water cycle because, next one, the Amazon rainforest is important for our air because, and the Amazon rainforest is important for local communities because. So if you want to go back and rewind the video to recap some of those pieces of information, you can. But see if you can say those sentences and finish them off for me. So pause the video now and have a go. Okay, well done. So hopefully our sentences might have sounded a little bit like this. The Amazon rainforest is important in the water cycle because it's so hot. The water droplets evaporate to make rain clouds, and then these make enough rain for all the places on Earth. Without the Amazon rainforest, we wouldn't have enough rain on our planet. Secondly, the Amazon rainforest is important for our air because the trees trap the carbon and release the oxygen, which keeps our air clean and healthy for us to breathe. And thirdly, the Amazon rainforest is important for local communities because they rely on the forest to build their houses and to keep them safe and to grow their food. And we looked up the Awa tribe last lesson to find out more in detail about that. So if you've said those sentences and they sounded a little bit like that, well done, excellent work. Give yourselves a big pat on your back. Well done for remembering a lot of information. So we know why the Amazon rainforest is really important all over the world. However, the Amazon rainforest is declining in size, and that means that it's getting smaller, and that's a problem that can be quite dangerous. So let's have a look at some reasons why. Now you can see some pictures there to give you some reasons why it's getting smaller. I apologise, that's the phone just gone off. So you can see some pictures there that give you some reasons why the Amazon rainforest is getting smaller. And sadly, it's declining in size each year. So thousands of square miles of rainforest are being destroyed each year. Now, one huge problem for the Amazon rainforest is something called deforestation. That's a very long word, so let's practice that one. My turn, your turn. Deforestation. Well done. So deforestation means when trees are being cut down in order to make way for farmland or to have wood to sell for construction. Sadly, huge parts of the Amazon rainforest are being cut down all the time to make way for farmland and to have that wood in order to sell. And that's a real problem because it means that the animals and the people that live within the rainforest are being put in danger. A second problem for the Amazon rainforest is that especially last year in 2019, there were huge forest fires that burned a lot of the rainforest and killed lots of animals and plant life, and also endangered the lives of communities that lived there. So those fires often started by accident because it was just really, really hot and dry in certain parts of the forest. But because all the forest is made of wood, the fire spreads really easily and really quickly, so it can be difficult to put them out. So huge forest fires are also a very, very dangerous problem for the Amazon rainforest. Now, what can we do to help? What can we do in our lives? Because we might not live near the Amazon rainforest, but there might still be things that we can do in our lives to help protect the Amazon rainforest and the natural resources on our planet. So let's have a think about those things. So firstly, one thing that we can do is not waste water. So it's really important on our planet to conserve the water that we've got. Now, you can make sure you don't waste water by doing things like switching off the tap when you're brushing your teeth or having quick showers instead of having baths, and filling your bath not the way to the top, maybe just a little bit lower. So thinking about using less water and not wasting it. Next, we have using less paper products, or buying products made from recycled paper. So often different products that we buy will say on the packet that these are made from recycled paper. And you can get recycled things like toilet rolls or notebooks or cards made from recycled paper, because lots of trees are being cut down each year to produce paper or paper products. So by using as little paper as possible, you can do this, you can help this. So for example, making sure you always write on both sides of the paper before getting a new piece, or making sure you get books from the library rather than buying brand new books to read. That could also help to save paper. And then finally, we've got this symbol here, which is the FSC symbol. And you can now see that on your screen. That's kind of like a tree. And then it's got a tick on the other side. Now the FSC is the Forestry Stewardship Council. And they're a worldwide organisation that makes sure that when we have products made out of wood or paper, that they are made sustainably. That means that when they're cut down to make those products, more trees will be planted to replace them. So you can see that on lots of different products. Some wood products, some paper products like cards or notebooks will often have this label on them. And that means that the trees that have been cut down to make it have also new trees been planted to replace them. So that's really, really important as well. And then another big thing that we can do is just raise awareness. So teach your family, teach your friends all about these different issues and what we can do to help protect places like the Amazon in our world. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do together is, I would like you to say or write a pledge. So a pledge is something that you promise to do. So writing or saying a pledge about what we can do to protect the Amazon rainforest. So I want you to think about one thing that you can do in your life, one small change that you can make to protect natural environments like the Amazon rainforest. So for example, one thing I'm going to do every day in my life to protect the Amazon rainforest is to not leave the tap on for any longer than it needs to be on for. So if I'm brushing my teeth, for example, I'll turn it off when I'm brushing my teeth. So I wonder what you're going to do. So say I'll write down your pledge now, pause the video and have a go. Okay, fantastic work, everybody. Right, that's the end of our lesson today. And we worked so hard and learned so much information, again, about the Amazon rainforest. So give yourselves a big pat on your backs. Now, the only thing left to do now is if you could share your great pictures of the creatures living in the Amazon, or maybe you want to share your pledge or your promise that you're going to make to help the Amazon rainforest. And that way some of your teachers will see the amazing work that you are doing at home. And we've been really impressed so far. So I hope you enjoyed our lesson today. We'll be back next lesson, which is our last one on the country of Brazil. So we're going to be recapping all of those things that we've learned and see how much you can remember. So I will see you then. Bye-bye.